Hello, MoneyWise AI viewers. It's Monday, September 29th, 2025, 11:46 a.m. plus 03, and today we are rediving into a wild question that's buzzing across global finance circles. Is the United States planning to sell its gold reserves and reset its massive $37 trillion debt with Bitcoin overnight? Buckle up. This is going to be a fascinating journey, and I'm your global finance expert breaking it down for you. But first, a critical note. This is educational content only, based on current trends and forecasts. It's not financial advice, not a recommendation, and markets are unpredictable. Always consult a licensed professional before making any moves. Let's start with the big picture. The idea sounds like a thriller plot, doesn't it? A nation wiping out its debt in one bold stroke using a digital currency. The US holds the world's largest gold reserves, over 8,000 tons, worth around $860 billion at today's prices of $2,650 per ounce. That's a staggering amount, but it's just 2% of the national debt. Selling it all wouldn't even scratch the surface of that $37 trillion figure. So, the notion of a one-night debt reset? It's more fantasy than fact. But there's a kernel of truth sparking this debate, and it's tied to a bold new strategy gaining traction. First, let's talk about the gold reserves. The US has valued its gold at a fixed rate of 42.22 per ounce since the 1970s, totaling just $11 billion on the books. If they revalued it to market rates, they could unlock a paper gain of $677 to $860 billion. Some speculate this could fund a different kind of move, not selling gold, but using that revaluation to pivot into a modern asset, and that's where Bitcoin enters the scene. Imagine reallocating that wealth into a digital reserve. Intriguing, right? Now let's explore the Bitcoin angle. There's a real proposal floating around, pushed by Senator Cynthia Lummis and backed by voices in the Trump administration. It's called the Bitcoin Act of 2025, suggesting the US buy 1 million Bitcoins, about 5% of the total supply, over 5 years, not to pay off debt directly, but to establish Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset, much like gold. The idea? If Bitcoin's value soars, say to $135,000, as some analysts predict by 2026, those reserves could strengthen the nation's financial position indirectly. This isn't about wiping out debt overnight. It's about diversifying for the future. White House officials have hinted that this could be budget neutral, using gold revaluation gains, but it's still just a proposal, not a done deal. Why would they consider this? The reasoning is compelling. Bitcoin's scarcity, capped at 21 million coins, mirrors gold's appeal as a hedge against inflation, which could hover around 3% globally into 2026. But let's address the skepticism. Selling gold to buy Bitcoin and reset debt doesn't hold up. Even if every ounce were liquidated, it wouldn't cover the debt, and the market would crash under that pressure, making it impractical. Instead, this Bitcoin talk is about long-term strategy. The US wants to stay ahead in a digital economy, especially as China and Russia explore similar moves with their own reserves. Yet it's not without risks. Bitcoin's volatility could see it swing 30% in a month, and Congress hasn't greenlit this yet. It's a debate, not a plan. So, where did this wild reset rumor come from? It's likely an exaggeration of these discussions, amplified on platforms like X, where users speculate about devaluing the dollar or using crypto to offset fiscal strain. But official sources, think Treasury statements or Fed reports, show no such intent. The reality is more measured, a potential shift in reserve assets, not a debt wipeout. What could this mean for you? If the US moves toward Bitcoin, it might boost its value, benefiting our early investors. But it's a high-stakes game. Gold remains a safer bet for stability, while crypto offers growth with risk. A balanced approach might be 10% gold, 5% Bitcoin, 85% diversified equities. But that's your call with an expert. This is just the beginning. We'll keep tracking this story in our series. Next month, we'll dive deeper into global reserve trends. What do you think? Gold or Bitcoin for 2026? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is educational only. Markets shift fast, so consult a pro. Subscribe now, hit the bell, and join us for more insights. Your financial wisdom starts here.